Welcome back to the channel, guys. We wanted to come on here real quickly and bring you something that feels very urgent to us. Something that honestly just really ticks me off. Things that I've been hearing pertaining to the fallout, what would you say, of
the devastation.
The devastation, that's what I'm looking for. The devastation that's impacted those affected by Hurricane Helene that is still going on. Currently in western North Carolina, I'm sure there's parts of Tennessee that are still really struggling.
And that's one thing, not to stop you there, but I know from other places, from Helene and obviously from Hurricane Milton, so we're not trying to take anything away from anyone. We're just talking about, I mean, we live in western North Carolina. This happens to be in our back door, so that's just kind of what we're talking about here.
Of course, it's been very cold here in the mountains on and off. We've had a little bit of seasonable weather, but it's probably about to turn cold and stay cold because wintertime is coming, and these people are having a very hard time finding somewhere to reside, somewhere to stay. There are some organizations that we're going to talk to you about. We're going to put a link in the description below that are looking to help these folks. But I've been hearing tales from more than one source of situations like this. A family who loses their home. Maybe they're living in the second story of a two-story home because the first story is filled with mud and mold and probably is dilapidating out from under them, and they are needing to have a could be permanent, but probably a temporary structure, tiny home, camper, that sort of deal put on their property so they could move their family into it, have somewhere dry and warm to stay. And according to building code, the code office of whatever county it is, Yancey County, I don't know if it's Haywood County,
Haywood, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, Buncombe County is telling them, no, you can't do that. That goes against the code. You cannot put a structure here. And these folks are in tents.
And they're freezing to death.
32-degree weather, and they're freezing to death. So this is not a bipartisan issue. This is not anything other than these people are in desperate dire need. Emergency need of warmth. So I'm a big believer of where there's smoke, there's fire. So I'm not personally there on the ground, but if 1/10 of what I'm hearing is true, that's ridiculous. It's shameful. It's inexcusable. And whether you want to, I'm about to done here. Whatever you want to believe, it's very clear to me that the government and nobody else seems to be stepping in here. It is individuals helping other individuals, private citizens helping private citizens with their resources. So we are going to encourage you to do that because no big brother, nobody's coming to save these people, and they are in need. No. So it's going to be up to us to provide their need.
Absolutely. And that's I mean, you said it all. There's really nothing I need to say. That's why we wanted to make this video real quick. It honestly makes me mad enough to spit. I mean, that's
it makes me mad enough to do more than that.
It's maddening to think about. They're freezing to death, and when January rolls around and it's 30 degrees outside and you're in a tent and you have no clothes,
or 30 degrees tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 30 degrees. And then that you have in that own county. Well, sorry, that's just not up to code. It's profit over people. That happens so many times. It's profit over people. But
it's bureaucracy, it's red tape,
and it's all over people. But
it's a bunch of bullcrap.
What the main thing is we just want to share resources. But that's just incredibly frustrating. It's incredibly just crappy, shameful, awful. How you could lay down at night and do that to somebody, you know, you're gonna have to work that out yourself because that's some bad stuff there. It's just so maddening, so frustrating. I just don't even have the words, honestly.
Well, and we understand that these instructions are coming, I understand they're coming from higher up, from said individuals who work in these code offices in these counties, but that you would be an individual yourself with a family and would be willing to say, oh, I'm going to make a phone call out here and say, I don't really care what happens to you. You're not doing this. You can't deny people basic needs for their children.
And what you said is the government, I mean, where are they at? And
that speaks for itself. Yes, I don't have to tell you what you should think about that.
Some of the resources that we're going to share, FEMA is there, but apparently all they're caring about is tree removal. They're not even helping people. So, listen, Katie's about to talk to you about some resources that we're going to put in the description, and then we're going to get off here. We wanted this to be short and sweet. The whole point of this is to share these links, and if you have anything extra, help these people. But listen, if you don't, your prayers are everything.
Yes,
your prayers mean
they
everything.
Are working.
So don't feel like you can't help. If all you do is pray, oh my gosh, that's huge. There's been multiple stories I mean, you know, God is moving, God is working. There's no doubt. This is not a video to doubt the goodness of God or anything like that. So you share the resources, and then we're gonna
pop off here. God is working through individuals, and that is how He is making channels for these people who are affected to get the relief and the help that they need. So those channels I want to talk to you about. One of them is Deep River Farm, something that he has shared. Again, have no fear. All these links will be down in the description, so you don't have to be like, Katie's going to talk really quick and I'm going to miss it all. No, you're not. That's going to be down here, this link. Deep River Farm, he is somebody that is working with the Wesleyan, the Bethel Wesleyan Church, a man named Pastor Tim, and they are boots on the ground. They're a very swift, efficient organization, and they are getting into some of these areas where these people are freezing. So they have an Amazon wish list that is the easiest way to get things to them.
And he's basically saying it's just Mayday. They're freezing to death. The most immediate need right now is heat, because these people are freezing to death.
On their Amazon wish list, you're going to see a categorization of most needed.
You'll see something that says most wanted. And he also is doing the Santa Project, adopt a family. But listen, if you go and find, you're gonna find this stuff if you look at any of his videos. But the biggest thing is that heat, because these people are freezing.
And that Amazon wish list has all those items. So that's going to be the link to his channel, and the link to that wish list will be down here in the description. There's been some other people doing some good stuff too. Of course, the Cajun Navy is still at it, Cabins for Christ, all that, some other things. We might not even, I'm sure we won't cover everything, but just
we'll put it in
browse
the
through there, give it a look. One thing we're going to put in there is, I mentioned the Western North Carolina Adopt a Family Facebook page. That's there too. And there's the Burnsville kind of relief center at Bald Creek. Bald Creek is I believe that's a community center where they are staging to do the same thing for some of these people who are in desperate need of heat and other items as winter is coming on. But the hugest, biggest Mayday, is the heat on this Amazon wish list. I know he also, if you want to make monetary contributions, I know he gives an address. So you could also send money to continue to fund their operation.
And definitely, if you look there, and then on John Ward, that's his name, the Appalachian channel.
That's going to be his channel's going to be a
he
link
talks
here.
about a man named Jake, and this man Jake, his excavating machine is actually in the shop, so he's been renting a machine this whole time. But he's cutting roads in there for people because the isolation, because of the damage to the land from the hurricane. And so there's a GoFundMe for him, and there's a real heartwarming video about that that we're going to share. We're going to share Mom's channel. Obviously a lot of our viewers will know about that, but on her lives every Monday, she did one this morning. She's been sharing all kinds of information. We're going to leave info for that.
New updated information.
Yep. And so we're going to leave all of that information, and I mean, it's terrible. It's, we think about it a lot, and it feels, like it's right in our back door, and you hear about the things, and you hear about the things with the babies, and we've heard that one baby died because it froze to death, and us having babies, just terrible.
I know.
And I mean, it just breaks my heart, and it's awful. But listen, that the main thing is, here's something that we can do. That's where
do it.
We're putting our focus is. We want to share the information. We're so thankful to these other people sharing all this information, because have you seen it on the news? The news and the government's not doing crap. So it's regular individual people, and
like I said, there is no big brother relief. There's nobody.
There's nothing like that coming.
There's nobody that has reached out. No arm of the government has reached out to say, let's do something. This is let's declare a state of emergency, and let's get something done here.
And the sources,
none of that's happening.
The sources, because I know, look, there's a lot of controversy with that. Yes, they are. No, they're not. But the sources that we're talking about are people that are actually there on the ground, and they're talking about what they're seeing. So, we just wanted to share. To just share this, and if you have any way that you can help, any way to donate, and just pray. Your prayers mean absolutely
those prayers,
everything.
God is making channels. He's making ways for this man to rent an excavator and be able to do some of the stuff he's doing.
And he's just one of many of doing all these things. So very frustrating. Makes us mad when you hear about all this stuff that's happening.
My neighbors, my family, people I know are suffering all the while.
When there are organizations and are people who could do something about it,
and they're just not doing it. I don't know. Like I said, it's not simply a issue of politics. It's an issue of morality. So you're either going to help somebody who's in need when you know that they're in need, or you're going to turn your back on them. And there's two kinds of people in this world, and I don't like to. I like to keep my personal life personal, but I cannot stand by while people are suffering and children are suffering and nothing is being done. And so the only thing left to do, since the government or whoever you want to say is not going to do anything, these agencies, is number one, our biggest, strongest weapon is prayer, and number two, let's spread the word. Let's continue
and let's follow the
share
people exactly who are doing all of this stuff. I mean,
and help
we're not
lend a
out,
hand.
we're not able to be out there and doing it, but we can look to these people and say, okay, here's the links they're sharing, and here's
Right.
ways we can help. So we want to pass that on to you. We're going to get off here. We love you. God bless you. God keep you. Keep praying for these people, and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll certainly catch you there.